What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another video on Marvel Rivals. This one, you aren't an individual while playing this game, okay? This is going to piss off a lot of people. It really is. It's going to irritate a lot of people with what I'm about to say, especially DPSs. Because for some reason, DPSs are the #1 group of people in this game who have that main character syndrome about themselves. Now, it's kind of understandable. With the fact of the matter is that they have that massive amount of damage output. Their movesets generally tend to be a little bit better than the, strategists and tanks. So, understandable slightly, but not excusable. Okay? You are not an individual while playing this game. Now, before we fully get into this, make sure you guys go check out W.GG and use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off. If you don't know what W is, they are an energy drink supplement company with zero sugar, non-jitter, zero crash, energy supplements, slews of flavors, shakers, all that kind of stuff. They help smaller creators, much like myself, with sponsorships. So, go check them out. Use my code TacticalGaming90 and or my link, or both, and get 10% off. And while you're there, scroll all the way down to the bottom. Look at their sponsorship program. You might get lucky. Okay? Now, to get into this, okay? You are not an individual while playing Marvel Rivals. Why? Because this is a team-based game. Keyword, look. Team. 1 of 6. Team. Team. T-E-A-M. Not I am important. No, team. So, depending on the character you choose, depending on what you play, and this is going to be an example. I play everything. Okay? I have more tanks lorded than I do DPSs and healers, which I am working on DPSs and healers. But if you know, you know. It, like, usually there's one tank on your team. And if there's one tank on your team, it's probably me. It might be my wife. It might be one of the other few solo tankers out there. And it's driving us crazy because we get blamed for all you lazy fucks who don't want to switch or join the team. And what I mean by join the team is understand that if there's going to be a solo tank, y'all need to work together and understand how to work together. Which means either A, pay attention to what your team is doing and work with that team, or B, get on comms. Don't sit there and waste time typing in the chat and sitting there freaking we need this, blah, 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 blah. Get on goddamn comms. Takes 2 seconds. Say what you need. Get off comms. Okay? Be respectful. Don't be a dick. If you need someone to switch, just ask them to switch, please. Be like, hey, could you switch, please, to like a different whatever? Different tank, different strategist, different DPS, whatever. If they refuse to switch, they refuse to switch. They are now the reason why your team is probably going to lose. Now, you might not lose. Y'all might actually, do good and win. But, the problem is, for some reason, you will have literally 3 or 4 DPSs in your team, and for some reason, more than half of those DPSs are always doing individual shit. Meaning, you're going to have like a Wolverine going to the enemy backline and then feeding the enemy and then dying over and over again. Okay? Or you're going to have a Punisher who goes off, uses their little zip line, goes off to the thing, doesn't put out their turret, which acts as a shield in a way, unless you're like getting headshots on them, right? And then attacking the enemy backline. And if you do that and your goal isn't trying to eliminate the actual healers, what are you doing? Which I've seen that happen with DPSs. Because the Punisher is a DPS. You literally can eliminate people from across the map as a Punisher. Okay, Punisher he is insanely good. So is Cyclops, right? Cyclops is a really good DPS. Deadpool, great healer, great DPS, great tank, honestly. Okay? All these characters that I play as, I have strategies and means of how to play them in multiple different ways. Okay? Like these two characters right here, both different, well, I can't say different. They're both dive style tanks, but I can play them in 2 different ways. I can play them as main tanks, meaning if I'm a solo tank and no one else is going to switch to a tank where there's like a shield, like, you know, how Devil Dino got a shield, or, you know, Mag got a shield, or like Strange has a shield, or even Emma, right? You can actually main tank with a dive style tank. You just have to have strategies, you have to have good healers, and DPSs who are willing to sit there with you and help you with damage output while you absorb damage, right? Because he has an ability that helps him with like damage buffs. He has an ability that helps him with damage buffs. Okay? She has a healing ability. So depending on how you play as your character, whether you're a tank, a DPS, or a strategist, also coincides with who you have on your team and how you work as a team. Keyword, team. Okay? This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't Fortnite. This isn't a one-player game. This isn't a fighter game, right? This isn't Token or whatever that Marvel game they came out with or coming out with, right? Which looks pretty interesting. This isn't one of those games. This is a game that deals with strategy and teamwork. If you are empty-headed and you cannot derive strategies with your characters or work as a team with your team that you got, and I'm talking from someone who comes from as a solo or dual player. Usually if I'm playing this game, I'm playing it by myself or it's me and my wife playing. I know how to work as a team with random people because I've played with shitloads of random people. It's not hard to sit there and watch your team and see how they play and see how aggressive or non-aggressive they are, and then derive a strategy or even just a way of playing with those people, right? It's not hard. It's really not hard, especially if you do what I do, right? I always look to see who my team finalized right before we play the match. And then I go, okay, we have this character, this character, this character, this character. Okay, depending on how this goes, if we can stick together, we could probably win this. If we have people who are going off on their own, we're probably not going to win this. Because generally, that will be the thing. Especially if there are one tank, one healer, and 4 DPSs. It's like, oh no, if you all don't stick together, especially like 2 of those DPSs do not stick with the tank and the healer, and they all go off on their own, no one's moving. Like, it doesn't matter how many eliminations the individual DPSs get, because if the enemy team is sticking together, the healers are keeping themselves alive, as well as eliminating your DPSs, you are fucked. You are fucked. I have played this game enough. I have over 500 hours playing this game. I don't know how many lords in this game, right? So I understand and I know what it takes for you to win in this game. And the one biggest thing that helps you win in this game is teamwork. The other thing that helps you win this game is understanding your character role that you're playing and the character that you're playing, such as what they can and can't do, how far you can push them, right? You need to understand your team dynamic, your role type, and your character. Those 4 things. You just need to understand that. The basics, okay? Basics. It does not matter if you have 2 tanks and then 4 healers, or 4 DPSs, or you have 1 tank and then nothing but DPSs. I have been in multiple different matches to the point to where I was a solo tank and we had nothing but DPSs and we won. I had a team where it was like nothing but healers and we won, right? And it was because our team dynamic was on point. Like, we were on point. Like, we were sticking together, we were pushing the point slowly but surely, we were eliminating one team member after another team member, which helps when you, like, literally focus fire on one individual at a time instead of one DPS fighting this person, another DPS fighting this person, you know, a tank sitting there protecting the front line while being attacked by like 2 other people, maybe 3 other people, right? Because then it depends on how good your DPSs are as individuals while they're diving by themselves. Because if they aren't good at diving by themselves and they can't get eliminations by themselves, they should not be doing that. Okay? If you, as a Cyclops, can't get eliminations by yourself while diving, you should not do that, and you should stick close by your healers and your tanks. Okay? That's how it should be. It's the same thing as a Captain America, because Captain America is a dive-style tank who can go from the back line to the front line to his back line, right? He can be anywhere with his ability. Like, he can move faster than most tanks. Actually, no, he moves faster than any tank in the game, other than Angela, who can fly. One of the most mobile tanks there. This dude could be anywhere. He is a really good damage outputter, damage absorber. He has a shield. This dude is a great tank. But if you do not know how to dive with him, you should not dive with him. I'm not saying don't practice. I'm definitely saying practice, because that's how you get good. But you have to have strategies. You have to work with your team. And you have to have the understanding that if something's not working, try something else. Try anything else. You need to understand that this is a team-based game. This isn't an individual game. This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't a single-player game like freaking Skyrim or like Fallout or anything else like that, where it's like, well, guess what? I'm gonna level myself up. I'm gonna trick myself out. Or I'm gonna do all this other kind of crazy stuff. I'm the main character. You ain't the main character in this game. You're not. Doesn't matter if you're the MVP of your team. Doesn't matter if you're the SVP of your team. If you refuse to work as a team, you're not going to win. Now, granted, yes, MVP means you won, but guess what? Guaranteed, your team who worked with you isn't going to work with you if you weren't working together as a team. People do not care if you have 100 eliminations and they have 10. Okay? They're not going to care if you weren't there helping the team. If you were more concerned about your individual score, you trying to get as many points as possible for yourself and not for the team ain't going to want to have you on their team. They're not going to want to have you like as a friend, whatever. They might block you. They might do all sorts of stuff, right? Now, granted, random person on the internet, who cares, right? But once again, if you play this game long enough and you get blocked enough or whatever to the point where no one wants to play with you, how are you going to play this game if you can't get into lobbies because everyone fucking blocked you? Now, granted, that is an over-exaggeration because that would be a lot of people. You'd have to play this game a long time, all right, for something like that to happen. But the fact still matters when it comes down to team-based game. Okay, if you are playing something like 18 versus 18, that is a whole different story because it's 18 versus 18. The goal is to get as many eliminations as possible, more than the enemy team. Your goal is to get to an X amount of a number before the enemy team. So, guess what? Be an individual in 18 versus 18. Okay, still team-based game, but there's 18 individuals in that game that can help support each other or not. If you support each other, you're more likely to win. If you don't, you're less likely to win. But still, you can also go to Times Square. You can go to the things like Little Gym and fight individual people. You have to have the understanding of this is not a single-player game. This is not a I'm the main character type of game. This is a team-based game. Team-based game. Not an individual game. Not a I'm the main character syndrome game. No. Not DPSs are more important than tanks or more important than healers. No role type is more important than the other. Every role type is important. Every character has an important role in the game. Every character can be like better than another character. It just comes down to individually how well you do. I would say that would be the only thing as an individual that matters is how good are you with that character. And then if you can actually be a team member with other people to progress as the team, meaning get from capturing the point or progressing the point. Because you can be the best Elsa player, the best freaking Deadpool player, the best any player, but if you're constantly losing, but still getting MVP or SVPs, but you're losing, that does not matter. It does not matter. It matters if you actually win. Now, granted, people can have that mentality of, "Oh, winning's not everything." You're not wrong. Winning isn't everything. But the thing is, if you don't want to win, why are you playing a team-based game? If you don't want to work as a team, why are you playing a team-based game? It's free. It's free to play. That's why. That's one reason why so many people act the way they do, which is why the devs need to start punishing the bad actors of this game. And it does not matter who the bad actors are, whether they're the pro players, whether they're the pro streamers, or whether they are individual, average everyday people. If they are a detriment to this game and to the community of this game, and they're cheating, they're throwing, or they're doing the negative features to this game, which are in my opinion, the cheaters and the throwers, you can call me any name under the sun. I ain't gonna give a shit. Okay, I am not a sensitive ass little baby like most of these people are. You can say whatever you want to me. I'm not gonna get offended. So, in my opinion, voice chat bans and being banned from playing a game for words should not be a thing. You should get banned upon what actions you do. So if you're throwing the game or you're cheating, you should be banned from the game. Period. First and foremost, that should be done. That will bring the camaraderie of this game much higher, because now you're actually playing with people who actually like playing this game, who actually want this game to do good and succeed, because this game has a lot of potential. This game could be around for a very, very, very long time, but that also depends on what NetEase decides to do and how they focus and what they focus on. Because the thing is, your pro players and your tournament players and all those people should not matter more than your actual common player base who put the money into the game. Because if you have less people like me playing the game who don't get paid to play this game, like your pro players do, like the streamers do, right? If you are a NetEase, if you are a Marvel Rivals streamer, you're being paid by them to stream the game. And I'm not saying all Marvel streamers are paid by NetEase. No, I'm specifically talking about those individual people, and there's a few people who do that. They do not put money into this game. And some of their opinions are exactly why some people have stopped playing this game. Because they started creating tier lists saying how, these individual characters don't matter and they shouldn't be in the game, or they should be nerfed out of existence. Right? And majority of these people are all DPS players. Which is exactly why you have very little people wanting to play tank, because these DPS players are saying tank is the worst role in the game. But yet they're also the ones complaining that they need tanks in the game so that, they can win the game. So it's you can't sit there and have that mentality and say, this is the better role, this is more important than this or this, when it's a team-based game. That's where, in my opinion, a lot of these people need to start being knocked down a peg or two, or just have that understanding of, guess what? Your job is to play and stream this game and actually promote this game, not kill the game. I would love to be paid by NetEase / Marvel Rivals to promote this game and be honest about this game. At the same time, I'm happy that I don't have to sign a stupid contract that says, oh, I'm going to say nothing but positive shit about this game, and or threaten NetEase to literally take my entire fan base away from viewership of this game because they didn't nerf a character. Which, exists. There are stupid streamers and stupid pro players who have done that. And that is exactly why you keep seeing tournament after tournament. Just recently, the $300,000 tournament that got thrown, right? That's going to keep happening if Marvel Rivals, if NetEase does not sit there and actually put people in the tournaments who want to win and who actually want to play this game. Literally. Stop rewarding the bad actors, NetEase. Stop rewarding all the retards, all the idiots, because they are being paid by you. Just because they go, oh, hey, look, this is out, and then they have millions of followers or whatever. Stop doing that, because it doesn't matter. Because also at the same time, they're going to cost you millions of dollars too. Because the thing is, if tournament after tournament keeps failing, you're going to have less and less people wanting to join your tournaments. Because people are like, why am I going to join this tournament if some individual can come in here and then literally throw it just because they've never played the game? Like, why am I going to be put on a team with someone who's never played the game? Because that was one of the most recent issues. And then one of the other issues with Kingsman where the two sexist-ass bitches were literally attacking him and then got him booted from the team and cost him a tournament. Which then cost NetEase money because they gave him the money. That cost NetEase. Now, it gave them good publicity, but at the same time, it made people not want to play a specific character because of Zaza made freaking playing Black Widow look like, oh, you're playing it for the vibes and stupid shit. When Black Widow's a decent character. But literally, court of public opinion does fucking matter when it comes to these stupid individuals fucking up the game. Like, you have these individuals fucking up a team-based game. If you want to be a popular streamer and all that other kind of stuff, there's nothing wrong with that. But do not ruin a team-based game for people because you want to be an individual dick and sit there and go, oh, well, this role's more important than that role. That role sucks. Oh. Don't do that. Team-based game. That's what this is. This isn't an individual-based game. It's a team-based game. Period. Once you understand that, there's no wrong. You can't go wrong if you actually understand that it's a team-based game and you need to work with your team. If you can't work as a team, don't play this game. And that coincides with everybody. That comes from like people like me who don't get paid all the way up to the top streamers. If you aren't willing to work as a team with your team and you're being a detriment to your team by talking down to your team instead of being a positive member to your team, get off the game. Get off the game. I'm talking about pro players. I'm talking about streamers. I'm talking about YouTubers. I am talking about everybody. If you cannot be a team member, if you cannot be a positive output for the game, meaning you are being a positive member, meaning you're helping uplift your team members by saying, hey, you didn't do too good, but maybe switch to this character. You're not doing that good, maybe switch to that character. I don't know what's going on, but we need to start sticking together or be a positive member of the team. Don't sit there and go, oh, you guys are garbage, you're trash, you're this, you're that. That's a good way to kill the dynamic of the team. That's a great way to kill the dynamic of the team. Sitting there acting as if you're the better person because you have a higher score. It's like, yeah, but did we lose? Yeah, we lost because you guys. No, we lost because of everybody. If you lose, it's not an individual person's like problem. It's everybody. Like literally. You can't sit there and be like, oh, hey, because I was the DPS and I got the most eliminations and all this other kind of stuff, I'm the better person. I got MVP or SVP or whatever. I should say SV because you lost, right? So you lose, you got SVP. That does not give you gloating rights and start calling people trash on your team. You lost. You lost because the team dynamic sucked. Now, if you are the person who was working as a team and everyone else on your team wasn't, that's a different story, right? But I'm talking about the individuals who literally come into this game acting as if they're more important than anyone else on the team because of a character they're playing. No, you are not. No, you are not. Now, hopefully that helps. Make sure you guys go check out w.gg. This is a slight rant because for some reason, people like to Call of Duty this shit. They like to come in here, act as if this is like Modern Warfare or Warzone or like some kind of individual-based first-person shooter where it's like, well, I was the best person on my team. I got all the eliminations. It's like, stop having that mentality. Like, this is a team-based game. Yeah, Call of Duty is also a team-based game, but it more of matters on eliminations because that's all it is. It's not about capturing points or progressing a point like this game. This game is all about capturing points or progressing points, not eliminations. Until they add something in here, right? Until they add a match where it does matter about eliminations, unlike this one, guess what? Your individuality does not matter. It doesn't. Sorry to hurt your feelings, break your heart, whatever, or piss you off. I don't care. You are not an individual while playing a team-based game. You are a team member. You are to be a team member. If you can't do that, once again, get off the game. Go play a first-person game. Do something else. Get off of this game if you cannot work as a team. Okay? But that's it for the video. And this coincides for everybody. This coincides for healers. That coincides for DPS and Vanguards. Does not matter your role type. You cannot come into this game and act like you're more important than your entire team. You're not. You're an equal to everyone on your team. You may do better than some people on your team, but that doesn't mean anything if you lose. You can only gloat or be like, yeah, we did it because I got all the elimination. Even then, you still shouldn't gloat, but guess what? Nothing wrong with being proud of being a winner. Nothing wrong with proud of being like the best person on your team. But you cannot like talk down to your team and call them losers because y'all lost because of them. It's like, no, it's a team-based game. You win as a team, you lose a team. Period. Okay? So, hopefully everyone enjoyed this. Catch me for the next one. Later, guys.